All right, let's talk about friends, family. We're going to do a little domestic violence a little later, but this one's going to talk about friends, family, and a little bit on romantic partnerships. All right, so let's get into this. First thing is, people like those who like them back. So we're going to look at how we choose friends. But specifically think about it. If I like you, then you're more inclined to like me. Does that make sense? So people choose that. Now, the reason why we choose them, sometimes we have a lot in common. We're similar. We do the same things. We like the same things. We're kind of working, towards the same stuff. Sometimes we balance each other out. I'm good, you're evil. Yin yang kind of thing. For those of you who don't know who that is right up there, that is Aziraphale and Crowley. If you have not seen Good Omens, it's on Amazon. You need to watch it. Awesome show. All right. Sometimes we do it and because we like and appreciate each other. So I see someone who I really appreciate, who does things for me, who helps things out, who's always there to help around, to help people. I'm more inclined to be more friendly with them and therefore become friends. Sometimes it's someone whom we really admire. We see this person, we look at them and we think, that's someone I really would strive to be like. They make me a better person trying to be like them. Those are the kind of things. And of course, the next one is we open up to each other. If you've got that person, maybe you're in a crisis, maybe you just had a breakdown and they stepped in and you told them your story and they told you yours, and pretty soon you know all the little things about each other, and that's how you became good friends. This is something that is not uncommon, so think about it that way. The next one are types of friends. There's a few. The first one is that there's long-term and short-term friends. A long-term friend, that kid that you've known since 4th grade, or that you've been friends with forever. You know each other, you live next door to each other, you've always been friends, you can't remember a time when you weren't friends. And then you got the short-term friends, the ones that'll pop up here and there occasionally. They'll be there for a while. Maybe it's a classmate that you become friends with, but when you no longer have classes together, you drift apart, those kind of things. The next one are low disclosure and high disclosure friends. Those are those friends that, low disclosure is, they're the ones that you don't really go in depth talking about. They may not be ones that you necessarily trust with all your intimate details versus the high disclosure ones that know everything about you. You tell them everything. So that's the difference. And then, of course, there's the being friends versus doing friends. Being friends are the ones that have to go out and party and do the things and go and do the stuff and whatever. That's the doing friends. Being friends are the ones that are just, you know what? We can just hang out in the same room. We're good. That's all I need. Your presence with me, I'm happy. Now let's look at the difference between between gender and friendships. Males tend to be more competitive in their friendships. They're trying to one-up each other. They're trying to do those things. Where females tend to be more supportive of their friends. Of their frenemies and enemies, they're much more conniving than guys are, and they're much more one-upmanship on them. But generally speaking, in friendships, males are more competitive, where females are more supportive. Question becomes, can heterosexual men and women just be friends? My personal take is yes, but I can also say that if it's going to get messed up and if it's going to go further than that, it's probably going to be the guy's fault. He's going to be the one that decided he wants to be more than friends, and then it falls apart. Now, there's a thing with that's friends with benefits, and I'm not talking about those kind of benefits. These are what kind of benefits men get from female friends and women get from male friends. So men get emotional support from their friends. And I cannot believe I have all these things on at one time. Oh well. Anyway, so men get the emotional support from their female friends, where women get to be assertive with men without repercussions. They're allowed to be direct and they're allowed to be out there. And instead of being pushy, they're assertive. Because their friends allow them to be, because they know that they're being friends and they're not just being mean. All right. So let's look at some strategies of being a good friend. The first one is be a good listener. We've talked about listening skills. We've gone through that. We've talked about that, doing it in mediation. We've talked about it in general. We've done the empathic listening thing. Be a good friend. Listen to people. Same thing applies. Give that advice sparingly. Don't tell them what to do. Let them figure out on their own. We talked about empathic listening. Essentially, be a good empathic listener, and you're going to be there. Share your feelings respectfully. Nobody wants to be the one who always hears everything bad about what's going on in your life or great and all those things. And it's just my emotion, my emotion, my emotion, my emotion, and we don't talk about me. So share them respectfully. Give them a little space. If they need to know you're sad, let them know you're sad, but you don't have to tell them everything. Apologize and forgive. The worst thing you can do for a friendship is just let it crunch up and get stalled out because somebody's hung up about one thing or another. If they did you wrong, forgive them. If you did them wrong, apologize for it. Just do it. You need to be validating. You need to support your friends. You need to help them out. You need to let them know that you care about them, that you support them, that you're proud of them. Those kind of things. Be supportive. Stay there. Stay loyal, even when they're bad. Do not be that fair weather fan that, oh my God, my team didn't go to the Super Bowl. Piss on them. I'm going to go root for the other team. Your friends, they're going to have hard times. You're going to have hard times. Stay with your friends through the hard times so you can have them when you're in the good times. And of course, be trustworthy. If someone tells you something in confidence, don't release it. If you tell someone you're going to do something, do it. Be that person that everybody recognizes as being trustworthy. Be that friend that is always there for them, that you know that if you ask them, and they tell you you're going to do something, they're going to do it. And let's give and take equally. Let's make this balance. It cannot be a one-sided friendship. If it's all you, I'm not going to be too happy eventually when I need the me time and it doesn't happen. So work those out. Think about those in friendships. Think about how you develop friends. Try to be a good friend. And let's pick up in the next section.